and the United Kingdom. We are pleased to welcome our very distinguished guests and participants to this webinar. My name is Muda Yusuf. I'm the Director General of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Permit me to quickly do some quick introductions. First, I'd like to welcome and recognize the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who is also the chief host at this event, Mrs. Toki Mabogunje. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you, Yusuf.
Yeah, we are also pleased to have on the call today Her Majesty, the Trade Commissioner for Africa, Ms. Emma Wade-Smith, OBE. Her Majesty, it's a great pleasure to welcome you.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here with you all.
We are pleased to welcome His Excellency, the British Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Ben William Jones. Your Excellency, we welcome you.
Thank you very much. Great to be with you.
Yes. Also on the call, we are pleased to welcome the chairperson of Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the executive chairperson, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa. Madam, we welcome you to this webinar. I also welcome all our very distinguished participants, our special guests who are on the call this morning. This webinar is to give a lot more insight into the opportunities that exist in Brexit for the United Kingdom and also for African countries. Of course, we'll be focusing a lot also on Nigeria, being the largest economy on the continent. We know that this has been a subject of conversation for some time. But now with the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, this has even become even more important because we are now talking about a much larger market, the largest free trade area in the world, and a continent of a GDP of about 3.5 trillion US dollars. So the opportunities are immense on both sides, Africa and the United Kingdom. But we need to drill down a little more to give some more insight to our participants, who are basically investors, foreign and domestic, on how we can take advantage of these opportunities. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to invite the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mrs. Toki Mabogunje, to give her welcome remarks. Madam President, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Yusuf. Dame Emma Wade-Smith, OBE, United Kingdom Trade Commissioner for Africa. Your Excellency, the British Deputy High Commissioner, Sir Ben Llewellyn Jones, OBE. Executive Chairperson, Nigeria Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa. The Deputy President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Asiwaju Michael Olawale Cole. Deputy President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Knut Ullman, MFR. Members of the diplomatic corps here present, captains of industry, officers and council members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Director General of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, distinguished participants. It is my pleasure to welcome all participants to this important session to discuss opportunities for deepening international trade and investment relations between the United Kingdom and Africa. We feel highly honored by the presence of our very distinguished guests and participants at this virtual session. I would like to express my appreciation to the British High Commission for collaborating with the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry to host this high-level forum aimed at facilitating conversations regarding the opportunities for Africa and the United Kingdom resulting from Brexit. Distinguished participants, Britain's departure from the EU presents numerous trade and investment partnership opportunities for the African continent. The population of Africa, at 1.3 billion people, will rise to 2.4 billion by 2050, according to the United Nations. With the youngest population in the world, Africa will drive the global labor market as her young people impact the world with creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Africa, with its Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, with a GDP of 3.3 trillion US dollars, is now the largest free trade area in the world since the creation of the World Trade Organization. With harmonized tariffs, rules, and standards, this is a market no one can ignore. African economies are showing a strong performance despite the emergence of COVID-19, which disrupted economies globally. The flows of foreign direct investment to Africa have shifted over the past decade, and new sources of investment have emerged. New sectors have expanded. According to the International Monetary Fund, the United Kingdom is among the top economies providing inward investments to Uganda, Zambia, Botswana, and Nigeria. This implies that African countries have continued to benefit greatly from brown and greenfield investments from the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom accounts for 4.8% of total African exports, according to the UK Office for National Statistics. With Brexit, our expectation is that this percentage will increase significantly as investment and trade volumes with African countries improves. This will increase and create jobs and boost growth in Africa and the UK. Africa and the United Kingdom have strong historical trading and cultural ties. Africa is home to 19 out of the 53 member states of the Commonwealth. Today, many of them are huge markets brimming with enormous investment opportunities. UK's trade with Africa has been trending downwards from 49 billion US dollars peak in 2012. Trade has decreased to 30.6 billion US dollars in 2018. Foreign direct investment from the UK to Africa declined by a third since 2015, and it now stands at 45 billion US dollars. And this trend needs to change. Trade and investment relations. Turning things around must start with a critical look at the current trade regime and construct new strategies for the future. Once again, I thank our special guests and participants for being here and for being part of this conference. I look forward to robust deliberations and with very valuable outcomes. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here, and let's have a great conference. Dr. Yusuf.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Thank you for the insights that you have shared and for setting the tone for the conversation that will follow. May I now invite His Excellency, the British Deputy High Commissioner, Mr. Ben Willen Jones. Your Excellency, over to you, please.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Dr. Yusuf, and thank you, Madam President. And indeed, my name is Ben Willen Jones. I'm the British Deputy High Commissioner based here in Lagos with you, and I'm leading our team overall that is engaging in trade, investments, and encouraging economic growth, and importantly, trying to create jobs here in Nigeria. I greatly enjoyed attending the LCCI Christmas event, which feels like some time ago now, but it's very vivid in my memory. And having some time to listen to and engage with members of the LCCI, the board, and to understand not just their historical engagement in trade and investment in Nigeria, but really the current and vital role they play now in furthering those relationships. You've mentioned, Madam President, the fundamentals of the Nigerian economy, and I think I'd restate those. I think with 200 million people, a developed banking sector, the amazing human capital that I'm privileged to experience here in Lagos particularly, but not just in Lagos does that human capital exist. And with the travel connections that still exist between the UK and Nigeria, and will become easier, I'm sure, over time with that 7-hour journey. And with both Nigerians and British nationals who know each other well and know each other's markets well, I think we have an immense opportunity, and we've had an immense opportunity that we must build on. And naturally, my role is to support all UK businesses, and I'm very keen to do that, to try and bring new players to the markets, those that are perhaps less familiar with Nigeria, but who offer something new. And so in my time since September, I have been interested in trying to find companies like Steamaco, who are interested, for example, in smart metering, and looking at how they can engage and enter Nigeria's market, or indeed Connexa, who are focused on renewable energy. So while supporting our traditional partners and helping them, it's really important we find those new players and indeed connect them to like-minded Nigerian business partners on the ground. I also believe very strongly in the fundamentals of the UK economy, and post-Brexit, I think we've seen those fundamentals hold up very, very well indeed. Strong institutions, strong human capital, entrepreneurial culture, with the City of London still very much as the place globally to raise capital and then to invest from. I think if Brexit has shown us anything, it's shown us the strength, resilience, and perseverance in the face of some difficulty since then, COVID particularly, of the British business community, and their interest and their appetite in looking out with traditional markets to emerging markets like Nigeria and across the continent. And I know that our Her Majesty's Trade Commissioner will speak to that more eloquently, but I see real and vivid evidence of new companies looking at Nigeria with fresh eyes and fresh interest, and that's very, very exciting. I'm very keen to use all the tools we have in UK Export Finance, who are looking at how they could support specific infrastructure projects in Nigeria, and I'm helping them to do that in Lagos, but also outside of Lagos. How the UK's CDC investor, our development finance initiative, who are heavily invested in energy, gas to power already, in the form of the Azura Edo power station, which I saw last week, which is providing roughly 11% now of Nigeria's on-grid energy. How they can look at new investments, and indeed how they can realise the potential of the economy of Nigeria. I think it's difficult, and as chamber members, you're very, very much aware of that, and that's COVID, the oil price crash, and related issues. And so part of my role, part of our role, is to try and help encourage economic growth and to move past those economic difficulties. And indeed, encouraging reforms that can support that has been part of what I've done in conjunction with UK ministers. So with the Central Bank of Nigeria discussing how in time there could be a free floating exchange rate, allowing for the freer flow of foreign exchange, which is so important to so many, not just British, but Nigerian businesses, to ease the flow of goods through customs and the ports, which again is extremely important for businesses trying to import, but of course export, and then to improve infrastructure and particularly energy. And I think energy is where most British businesses find challenges if they're moving outside of Lagos. So we are trying to encourage reforms in those areas, but also using our overseas development assistance projects to support reforms and to support development in that space, working with the federal government, but indeed with the state governments as well. So very keen, I think, and we're seeing it post-Brexit, to see that appetite to look afresh. I also think we're seeing some more openness to risk from British businesses, which is good and welcome, and again, with good partners on the ground, can be managed well. And also more interest in sectors that are perhaps not traditionally associated with Nigeria, like tech. And again, it's very exciting, I think, to see the entrepreneurial tech business community in the UK thinking about markets like Nigeria, thinking about them in very new and innovative ways, and to see tech taking off in Nigeria. And I think the COVID pandemic has had many very, very real downsides, of course, tragically. But one of the things it has shown us is the possibilities of tech. And with Helen Grant MP, our trade envoy, who's visited Nigeria twice since her appointment, and indeed through the UK's Nigeria Economic Development Forum with Minister Adebayo, we've touched on how to realise some of this potential and indeed to unblock some of the issues that make it difficult to do so currently. So I'll pause there, allow Her Majesty's Trade Commissioner Emma Wade-Smith to say more but just would reiterate my commitment and our commitment of the team here in Lagos to work with you, to partner with you, and to make a difference. And I'll put my details, if I can, if I find a way, into the chat, so that those who wish to follow up with me, and indeed through me with the team, can do so. Thank you very much again, Dr. Yusuf. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for those very rich perspectives that you have shared. And we have noted the issues raised, especially around our foreign exchange policy, around the ports, the customs, infrastructure issues, our trade policy. Obviously, because the Lagos Chamber is also very active in the advocacy space, these issues are also top on our advocacy agenda, because we know that we also need to create the right environment, policy-wise, regulation-wise, in order to encourage the inflow of investment into the economy. So all those issues are well noted. We know we also need to do some work domestically to make Nigeria a very good investment destination. Once again, I'd like to thank His Excellency for sharing those very exciting perspectives. May I now invite the chairperson, executive chairperson of Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, to please share her perspectives on the theme of our discussion today. Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, over to you, please. Well, I'm not sure she's on the call. Okay, let me just quickly proceed to invite. I want to, it's my honor and privilege to invite Her Majesty, Ms. Emma Wade-Smith, OBE, Trade Commissioner for Africa. It's indeed a great honor to have you. May I now respectfully invite you, ma'am, to please address our participants.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yusuf, and also to Madam President and the Deputy High Commissioner for those opening remarks. And I'm going to, having heard the Deputy High Commissioner there talking very specifically about Nigeria, I'm going to take a little step back and look at the UK and Africa in terms of our trading and investment relationship, and say a few words about that, and then come back to talk about Nigeria towards the end of my remarks. Well, look, firstly to say a very warm hello to you all. It's wonderful to be part of your event today. Of course, Nigeria is a really important partner for the UK in terms of our trade and investment relationships across the African continent. How could it not be? Such a vibrant, dynamic, exciting place, and so much opportunity, and such a lively place to be. And of course, it doesn't hurt that you're the largest economy in the continent as well, in terms of creating all sorts of opportunities. So look, as the UK's Trade Commissioner, I represent the UK's Department for International Trade, and I have 21 teams across the African continent helping to drive forward our trade and investment activity. And by that, I mean a whole range of things. So starting globally, and looking at the World Trade Organization, where Nigeria has a very particular interest these days, but looking at how collectively we can work together in that organization to create global trading flows that are open and free to enable business to do what it does best, get the job done and create jobs in the process. Drilling down a little bit more then, we look at our trade policy, and I'll come on and talk about that particularly in a post-Brexit context. So looking at how we can create trading agreements and trading arrangements that facilitate the greater, easier, faster, cheaper flow of products and services around the world, and in this context between the UK and Africa. Then we've mentioned some of those challenges. Once you start to get on the ground, some of the constraints to doing business and growing and scaling businesses, some of the challenges and the barriers to enabling our companies to partner together and create growth. So tackling those market access barriers and working together to identify actually what are the ways that we can improve the business environment as a way to inspire more companies to come and do business between Africa and the UK. And of course, then we get down into the actual deals themselves, both in terms of exports and investment. And you know, we do an awful lot to support UK companies to understand the scale and the range of opportunities across Africa, including in Nigeria, both in terms of finding local partners, as the Deputy High Commissioner mentioned, and also identifying investment opportunities in both directions. So where we've got opportunities in the UK that might be of benefit to Nigerian investors, as well as opportunities in Nigeria where UK investors can play a part. And we do a lot of that business support with the underpinnings of our export credit agency, UK Export Finance, and we've been growing their presence on the continent over the last couple of years as a really key driver to support more African buyers to buy British and to support more UK exporters to export to Africa. And over the last decade, we've seen some £3 billion UK pounds worth of UKEF supported projects in Africa, and with a big chunk of that, actually just under a third of that coming in the last year and a half. So a real demonstration of how much we're driving UK Export Finance as a key way to encourage more activity between us. And we have got people on the ground to provide that extra support. So we've got UK Export Finance officers in various parts of the continent. Covering West Africa, we have our very own Steve Gray, based in Ghana, but very active in Nigeria. And I'm sure many of you will have come across him before. The Deputy High Commissioner mentioned exciting opportunities. I do really see across Africa a really vast array of potential prospects for us to continue to grow our commercial activity together. We've identified a number of priority sectors. That includes things like agriculture, energy, which has been mentioned already, education and skills, absolutely critical. Of course, healthcare and life sciences, nothing more prominent in these days, but also mining, defence and security, financial and professional services, infrastructure, and so on. And of course, in a Nigerian context, a really fantastic opportunity to think about our ability to link together across the creative industry, recognising just what an excellent and vibrant creative sector there is in Nigeria. All of our activity across Africa in the commercial space is underpinned by two key themes. The first one of those is technology, and the second is green growth. And technology, of course, it cuts across everything, as well as being something in its own right. Nigeria, we see an awful lot of exciting technological innovation coming through. The whole world, I think, is watching in terms of fintech, but of course, it goes much beyond that, where we're talking about agri-tech or med-tech, education technology, and so on, insurance tech. So technology, I think, a key sort of fundamental driver, enabler, an exciting innovator to really transform the way that we do business together and what we focus our business efforts on. And green growth, of course, because if we think that COVID-19 has had a dramatic impact on our economies, which of course it has, that will fall into insignificance in comparison with what we can expect from climate change. And we're already starting to see some of the impacts of climate change, particularly in Africa. And what we're trying to do, particularly in the run-up to COP26 later this year in the UK, is make sure that the world comes together to pull every lever and to do everything we can to make sure that we limit the extent of climate change and the impact of that, particularly in Africa. So green growth, absolutely fundamental, and we see that manifesting itself in things like sustainable infrastructure, healthcare and water products, water sector products, for example, and really seeing how technology can reduce our carbon footprint, create more efficient processes, different types of products that we're able to create and use to drive economic growth. Now, I say that the opportunities are exciting, that we've really spotted the scale of these opportunities. Just that list of sectors is tremendous. And then, looking across the whole range of 54, 55 African countries. And as a reflection of that, my trade and investment team across the African continent has grown by over 50% in the last year and a half. So a really clear demonstration from the UK government that we recognise those opportunities and we're keen to seize them. Now, I mentioned, as well as exports, I've mentioned investments. A number of you may even have been at the UK Africa Investment Summit in London in January 2020. That really was the sort of starting pistol for us to demonstrate that we mean business and that we really want to be Africa's choice for doing business, and of course Nigeria's partner of choice in the commercial space. The Africa Investment Summit, hosted by the UK's Prime Minister, was an opportunity for us to announce over £15 billion worth of new commercial deals and commitments, and even through the challenges of COVID-19 over the last 15, 16 months. We've seen every single one of those deals continue to make progress, including some exciting ones in Nigeria. And since that Africa Investment Summit 18 months ago, we have been really promoting the investment piece. We launched there an online deal room platform, which brings quite prescient, actually, considering we've moved all of our activity online because of COVID restrictions. But it brings together UK investors and African business owners looking for investment. So we can do that. We can refine the understanding of what the offer and the ask is, and we can bring companies and individuals together on that online deal room platform to drive UK investments in support of African business growth and scaling. So that's really exciting. And over the last year or so, we've seen some £500 million worth of deals being matched on that deal room online, which is very exciting. We've also been listening to business. So we have a group of UK investors in Africa working with us as the UK government to really understand what are the opportunities, but also what are the challenges, and how can we bring our voice collectively together to work with governments across Africa and with businesses across Africa to improve that business environment, the investment flows. And then in January this year, to mark the first anniversary of that summit, we held a virtual event, an Africa Investment Conference, where we brought together public and private sector with a very strong focus around business to demonstrate that we do, we continue to invest in our relationships in Africa, and that our businesses are key to inspiring more companies to come and explore those opportunities. Now, Brexit is one of the themes of this conversation. So let me just say a few words about that. Of course, on the 1st of January this year, 2021, the UK formally left the European Union, Customs Union and Single Market. And we have embarked on a new, exciting and a bold chapter in our commercial history as an independent trading nation. Now, we think that that's created a whole heap of opportunities. And as the Deputy High Commissioner touched on in his opening remarks, actually what I'm seeing and have seen over the last few years is a growing interest from UK companies to explore what they might be able to do, the partners they might be able to work with in Africa. I think we've still got some way to go on that, but I think I'm definitely seeing an upward trend. We have an inquiry point where companies can come and talk to us and express an interest. We've seen the number of those inquiries go up, particularly over the last 18 months or so. So a sort of Brexit, COVID-19 combination that's inspiring companies to think differently about the people that they work with, the partners that they choose to grow their businesses, create more jobs. And I think that's an exciting place to be. On the trade policy front, I think we've also been incredibly busy over the last few years. So almost 5 years ago to the day, the UK voted to leave the European Union. And since that moment, we've been working to make sure that we have continuity of trading relationships between our African friends and partners and the United Kingdom. And so through that, then, as we look at those trading arrangements today, we have managed to secure the continuation of preferential trading arrangements with 51 of Africa's countries. And included within that, we have signed 9 trade agreements which cover 16 African countries. And that's around developing and deepening the trading relationship. I could list those. I'm very happy to list those if people are interested. But for the sake of time and interest factor, I will simply note that we have those free trade agreements with 16 African countries. And what we're looking to do is see how over the years ahead we can certainly utilise those preferential trading arrangements more, make sure that more of our companies understand the opportunities that those trading arrangements create, and utilise those in increasing exports and imports between us, and to see how we can then build off of the framework that we've got. So whether we're able to create new chapters in intellectual property or services, and really build future-focused and world-class trading arrangements. And watch this space on that. So for those countries where we don't have a free trade agreement already, and we have the generalized scheme of preferences, which creates those preferential trading arrangements. We will shortly be creating a consultation on that with a view to seeing how do we build that generalized scheme of preferences into something that is even easier for companies to understand and access, and even more effective at driving greater flows of commercial activity between us. So Dr. Yusuf mentioned the African Continental Free Trade Area. Of course, it's one of the many things on everybody's lips and minds at the moment, and a fantastic opportunity to see how we can transform Africa's economies by creating greater intra-African trade. And of course, from a UK perspective, I'm very interested in that, because the more prosperous African people are, the more consumers we create for all of our products and services. And also because I think what I hear from UK companies is their interest in some of the larger markets like Nigeria, because of the scale of opportunity and the access to sizable consumer markets. So in creating the facts on the ground in terms of a continental free trade area, making it cheaper, quicker, easier to move products and services across this extraordinary vast continent, creates even more of an exciting opportunity for international companies, including those from the UK. And I think we can see some real potential there, not just in building Africa's GDP, which I think is really exciting and game-changing, but in the way we can then mobilise our companies to partner in greater depth. One of the things we've been doing to support that is providing some technical assistance to the African Union and to some member states of the African Union to make sure that as those negotiations around the continental free trade area continue, that everyone is able to engage in those in a practical and meaningful way. And we're looking to see how we can build on that assistance over the months and years ahead. And as part of that, I've created a small team on the ground in Accra to to be very closely associated with the AFCFTA Secretariat to figure out actually what are the most meaningful ways that we as the UK can support that ambition that so many of you share. So let me turn finally then to UK-Nigeria trade, and I think the Deputy High Commissioner made a few particular comments around companies that are there and work that we're actually trying to do to really drive the UK-Nigeria trading relationship. I think we're not doing too badly. We've got quite a few UK companies, many of them who've been in Nigeria for many, many years, but an increasing number of newer companies coming in, understanding the opportunities and finding ways to bring their exciting new products to market. And I think we've got bilateral trade of somewhere close to £3.5 billion, which is fine. And I think that's great, but I'd be lying if I said I was satisfied with that. And I think that there is a huge moment for us to really delve into that, to understand how we can work together to improve the business environment so that we can really drive those trading figures up. We've got fantastic UK companies like Diageo, Unilever, GSK, Standard Chartered, Savannah Energy, one of the newer ones, Clark Energy, and so on. And I think it's through their experience that we also help to inspire more UK companies to come into the Nigerian market, to understand how to be successful, how to find local partners, and how to build that mutual prosperity and benefits together. So let me close then by simply saying that as the UK Department for International Trade, we work so closely with the rest of the UK government, and we're sort of situated on the platform in high commissions, in embassies around Africa and around the world. And it's through those close relationships with the rest of the UK government presence that we're able to bring together the capabilities of that long-term thinking of economic development programming, how we can build that into adapting the business environment and tackling market access barriers, and creating more opportunities for our companies, for our businesses to work together, to scale, to create jobs, to create wealth for more people, and to do so in a sustainable, inclusive and resilient way. To help with that, I have a team of dedicated trade and investment experts in Nigeria, predominantly in Lagos, but also with a presence in Abuja as well, looking across the country to really see how we can create, inspire, spot opportunities and bring buyers and sellers together, investors and investees together. So please do reach out to the team in the High Commission in Nigeria. We look forward to continuing to work really closely together and to build from a strong foundation into something that really is suitably proud and sizable to reflect the scale of the relationship that we actually have between Nigeria and the UK. So thank you very much for inviting me today, and I'm excited to see what more we can do together. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty, the Trade Commissioner for Africa. That was a very, very elaborate, comprehensive perspectives that you have shared, and there's a lot to take away from your perspectives. We have noted the fact that there has been a lot of support, institutional support, especially for our trade institutions, and the fact that there are also other opportunities for physical networking conferences between UK and Africa, through which we can further drive the realization of an improvement in trade and investment relations between Africa and the United Kingdom. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunities from what you have said, and we are also very excited about that, and we are committed to taking advantage of those opportunities. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, of course, is the oldest chamber of commerce in Nigeria and the biggest. Of course, we offer a good platform for us to be able to realize and promote some of the objectives that we seek to achieve through this interaction. So once again, I'd like to thank Her Majesty for sharing such a very comprehensive perspective on the theme of our discussion. Now, Nigeria has a very strong diaspora community in the UK, and we believe that the diaspora community also have a strong role to play in promoting trade and investment between UK and Nigeria and even in Africa. So in that context, we have invited the executive chairman of Nigerian Diaspora Commission. I'm not sure whether she's able to join us now. This is Abike Dabiri-Erewa. Are you on call now, ma? Okay, I don't think she has been able to connect. Okay, let's proceed very quickly in the interest of time. We'd like to take a few contributions from the diplomatic community and the other private sector players, and also even public sector institutions. May I invite His Excellency the Consul General of UAE to Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Abdullah Almodos, for a few comments. Your Excellency, please.
First of all, I would like to thank Lagos Chamber of Commerce for inviting me to participate in the webinar of the trade relationship between British and Africa. It has been said African is a hiding secret. Yes, it's true that there are a lot of opportunity for the trade and business in African country, which many of us are actually aware about that. You know, between UAE and the UK, we have a historical relationship long time ago, and we learned from, we have a good relationship since after the second, even before the second war, you know. So as we see, as we mentioned, you know, like African placed with the many natural resources and fervent population, I think there is a numerous opportunity for the UK and African to expand the trade and further to strengthen the business and trade relations with the other countries, including my country, United Arab Emirates. Point to the economic relationship with the African nation. For UAE, we are doing very well and expanding to our trade relation with the African nation. UAE being ranked the 3rd globally and re-export and considered a virtual gateway to the Middle Eastern and African market. Non-trade between the UAE and African was almost above 40 billions in the first 9 months of the last year. I'm mentioning 2019. And up from that period up to now is almost like 36 billions. I'm talking about only about West Africa. This year, UAE built a huge solar plant in Togo, named after Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, named that plant and named Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. And this is the one of the largest in the West Africa and will power more than 158 homes and the business. And this is like kind of donation from UAE to West African, you know, as a respect-wise. It is well known that most of UAE is and donation go to the African nation. The UAE spent around 2.68 billion US dollar and African content 2019. This is money was spent in device kind of is an African nation. It's covered critical needs, for example, education, water supply, and health. During the COVID-19 crisis, UAE sent the health-related aid to many African countries. One of the countries, Nigeria. And as we know that West Africa itself is almost like 350 million population. So among to the other African country, the biggest country in West Africa is Nigeria. So Nigeria, usually for UAE, it's a main gate to West Africa, and in terms of the business and trade and the other things. Since we opened our consulate in Lagos 2019, we are trying to build and give feedback to our government about the importance of Nigeria and what role Nigeria can help UAE among to the West African country and to be a main gate for the export and import. So again, we, in the end of the day, you know, all of us, I think we believe that there is a big opportunity, and also, you know, in West Africa, and Nigeria can play a good role in that opportunity, and even to see how we can cooperate together with the other our colleagues, you know, consulate. If there is a good opportunity, we can sometime work together instead to work individually, especially UK and European Union Consulate, which is they are based in Lagos. Again, I would like to thank all of you for the participating, and thank Chamber of Commerce and UK's, my colleagues, UK's His Excellency Consulate to invite me to participate to this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We appreciate those insights and the perspectives that we have from the UAE. Thank you very much. Now, I understand Mrs. Abike Dabiri, the Executive Chairman of Nigerian Diaspora Commission, has joined us. Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, we are pleased to have you. We know that the diaspora community in UK is very strong, and of course, they have a lot to contribute to the theme of the discussion today. We are talking about UK and Africa opportunities that Brexit offers. So it is in that context that we feel that the diaspora community have a very strong role to play. So Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa, it's a pleasure to welcome you. Please, over to you, ma. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning. And thank you for putting this together. Yes, absolutely, you're correct. We have a huge diaspora population, particularly in the UK. And we're talking of diasporans that are there that are doing great things and contributing a lot to the UK economy. And of course, we're encouraging them to do same for the Nigerian economy. So in terms of the topic for today, we're already engaging with our diaspora. And the key thing is this, talking about one, foreign direct investment. There's an opportunity for greater foreign direct investment. In fact, we're even saying we should be talking about diaspora direct investment eventually. And well, I missed a part of this, so I don't know what has been spoken about because of technical hitches, but we're encouraging a lot of trade from our diaspora in the UK to Nigeria. And in line with this, we have the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit. It takes place in November every year. It will take place this year again. We also have our diaspora in the UK that put together what they call the Nigerian Diaspora Direct Investment Summit, where we sit at the table and look at where really we can improve on trade. Now, our emphasis is this: it should be a mutually beneficial relationship to both countries. It shouldn't be one at the expense of the other. So we're hoping that with Brexit and Africa working together, we can have a mutually beneficial relationship. Now, there are a lot of goods that Nigerians in the diaspora believe can be exported to the UK and vice versa. So we hope that there's an opportunity for the diaspora in the UK to work more at ensuring a better trade between the UK and Nigeria in particular, and Africa in generally. Now, we believe that Brexit creates a unique opportunity for African nations to join together and to leverage on their position as Africa, and Nigeria, of course, plays a critical role in that regard. And then in talking to our diaspora, there's a lot of emphasis on agriculture, healthcare services, the food business, and education. So we're hoping that moving on, particularly working with you, LCCI, we can, have more and better partnership in this regard. We see enormous opportunities, enormous potentials, enormous areas we can leverage, both the UK and the Nigeria, in terms of improving our trade between both countries. And I'm hoping that as we move on with Brexit in place now, there are many, many opportunities we should not miss as both Africa and the UK. And it's also interesting that a Nigerian is heading is the head of the African Minister for Trade for Africa, who is a Nigerian by birth. So we're hoping that we can do a lot more with you, LCCI, with the diaspora community, and with the UK mission in Nigeria. So we look forward to more of these opportunities. Like I said, we are there, the Diaspora Commission, to engage more with you, to partner more with you, and be the link between the diaspora and you and the issue of trade and investments in Nigeria. So let's make good use of the opportunity. And like I said, it should be a mutually beneficial relationship. It should be a win-win situation, not one having more advantage than the other. So we look forward to more opportunities like this. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Arewa, Executive Chairman, Nigerian Diaspora Commission. We appreciate your perspectives, and we appreciate the good work you have been doing to mobilize diaspora Nigerians to support the growth of the Nigerian economy and to also facilitate trade and investment. Thank you very much. Of course, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce will continue to work closely with you to take this forward and develop the right kind of framework to ensure that we sensitize the investing community on both sides. Once again, I'd like to express our very profound appreciation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, yes, I would like to request our participants to please post their questions and comments in the Q&A chat so that you can pick it up from there and our speakers will respond to them. Now, may I now invite, because the port is a very critical segment of the Nigerian economy. It's a very important trade infrastructure. And some of the comments that have been made, the issue of ports and customs, I've recorded a few times. And this is a very important aspect of our business environment. And it's a very important area we need to improve. We must facilitate trade and investment. So it's my pleasure to invite the Acting Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Mr. Mohammed Bello Kolo, to share the perspective of the Port Authority on how the port system can be further improved to align with the objectives of trade facilitation and promoting trade between Nigeria and the rest of the world. The MD, please.
Good morning, all. My name is Mohammed Bello Koko, not Kolo, please. I'm honored to be part of this meeting, which is aimed at exploring the new vista of growth opportunities as signaled by Brexit between Nigeria, or let me say Africa, and the United Kingdom. Now, the fact that this occasion focuses on opportunities for Africa and the UK is most welcome, because this aligns with the Nigerian Ports Authority's test to seek and leverage on alliances between strategic partners such as United Kingdom, and also in optimizing the comparative advantage that our own maritime endowment confer on this. Now, this is coming at a time when the MPA is intensifying efforts to deepen the ease of doing business around our port activities and the port system through automation of our processes, and then also promotion of overreaching culture of efficiency through the ports. I'm also convinced that we are ready to take on a wide range of sustainable investment that will propel mutual economic growth as it comes to business prosperity between both Nigeria and the United Kingdom. In readiness for likely expansion that Brexit promises to bring, we understand that the ease of doing business and trade facilitation is unarguably necessary precondition for attraction and retention of foreign direct investments. And as a gateway to the Nigerian economy, the Nigerian Ports Authority has already started taking steps to nurture and support that process. Specifically, we are aggressively pursuing the port hinterland connectivity through the development of multimodal transport system. The essence here is to encourage the movement of goods to hinterland countries that are being brought into Nigerian ports, either within the Lagos ports or the ports in the eastern part of the country. Efforts are already at advanced stages to link all our 6 seaports to the railway system. And this will definitely bring a seamless movement of cargo from the port to the hinterland. We have also started using barges for movement of cargo within the ports, between the ports, and also into the Nigerian hinterland. This is by taking advantage of the inland water system and the waterways in Nigeria. We have also, most of the efforts which we have put in place have started yielding results. And we believe that this offers the UK a credible launching pad for increased business with Nigeria. We are confident that the business relationship can only get better, essentially, especially as it provides a link for the UK to assess opportunities of sharing the benefits of servicing the needs of the hinterland countries. Now, these efforts we have been making have started yielding results. We have started having discussions with hinterland countries that hitherto we are moving goods from other neighboring ports to their own countries. We have started getting positive discussions, and some cargoes have started coming in through Nigeria, and they are taken by road. Some of the rail system have started working too to those hinterland countries. And then in addition to this, we are working on construction of these seaports in the country. We all know that the Lekki Deep Seaport will soon come to operations. We believe that it will come into operations first or second quarter of next year. And in line with best practices in the global maritime spaces, we have started developing a 25-year port master plan. The essence of the port master plan is to help us decide the best locations for deep sea ports. The one in Lekki is there is going to be a port in Bonny, another one in Warri. There is a discussion to set up another port between Ogun and Ondo states. They are jointly likely to set up a seaport. The essence here is to create greenfields, new ports, because the current ports in Nigeria are all in brown waters, and there is a limitation to the draft or the size of vessels that can come in there. Yes, we know that Africa has the largest youth population, which is a national capital. It also has a rapidly increasing consumer market, which is estimated to be about 2.4 billion by 2015. But Nigeria also has gaps in terms of renewable energy, access to electricity, and investment opportunities in infrastructure. We also believe that there are opportunities for investment in food and agri-businesses. And for that reason, the Nigerian Ports Authority, working with Nigerian Export Promotion Council, is about to set up export processing terminals. There will be about 10 of them. The essence here is to encourage exporters to have an easier way to export their products. The terminals will be able to provide packaging, processing, documentation, and so on and so forth. And then we believe that that will make export faster and easier through the Nigerian Ports Authorities. These are some of the activities we have started, and we believe that this will further enhance trade facilitation between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. There are also efforts to improve automation in the system. Automation in terms of the support for the port community system. Our port community system will soon be concluded. The essence here, the intention here is to join the port community system into the national single window, which is currently being worked on by Nigeria. We believe that will ease businesses, reduce human interference in daily activities, both at the ports, both for imports and exports. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigerian Ports Authority is available for further discussions and activities that will lead to increased business facilitation between Nigeria as a nation and the United Kingdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed Bello Koko. And my apologies for the wrong pronunciation of your name. Thank you very much for those very important perspectives that you have shared. Because we all know that the port is a very critical part of the international trade process. And we're also aware that currently there are quite a lot of challenges that investors face at the ports. And it is nice to hear that steps are being taken to redress the situation and make the ports a lot more investment friendly. So thank you once again. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce will continue to engage with you on the issues of the ports. We know that NPA is not the only institution at the ports. We have the customs, we have the terminal operators, we have the shipping companies. We need to put all this together to ensure that you have the right kind of environment within the port system. So we thank you very much for your perspectives, and please stay on with us so that if there are questions, you'll be able to throw some more light on it. Now, we also quickly take very brief intervention from the Chief Executive Officer of Mandilas, Nigeria. I'm not sure, is he on the call? Yes. Mr. Ola Debayo Doherty.
Good morning. My name is Marie-Therese Fido. I'm representing Ms. Debayo Doherty. She's Miss on this call.
Okay, my apologies.
I am the GM, I'm the General Manager, Sales and Marketing. So I'm just going to be giving a few comments on the opportunities for Africa and the United Kingdom as it relates to the Brexit situation. Currently, what we noticed and what we have observed based from having watched the economy and the bilateral relationships and trade relationships between the UK and Africa has been that it's been mainly focused on the extractive sector, which is the mining and the oil and gas, energy sector, and also financial services. But we believe that with the opportunity of the middle class being thrown up, and the even though we've had COVID and this has depressed some purchasing power, we still feel that there's a lot of opportunity for the United Kingdom. I'm sorry, a bit of noise. For the United Kingdom to come and do more business in Africa. We see the middle class expected to grow by over 40% by 2030. And this throws up a unique opportunity. And there's also opportunity in agriculture. The Nigerian government is very focused on agriculture at this point, and agriculture provides a unique opportunity for both countries to come together and develop Africa in terms of making it, there's a lot of land, there's a lot of opportunity in this area, and we feel that agriculture is a big area, as well as commerce. Commerce is also a big area that we feel that the UK can come to. So there's a lot of opportunity. We would like to say that, please, the UK should not focus on just the two sectors mentioned earlier, which were financial services and the extractive sector. They should look at other sectors, because the outlook from all those other sectors is strong, as well as the fact that there's just so much that can still be done. It's at least still an emerging economy, and we still have so much that we can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam. Thank you for those perspectives and for drawing our attention to the need to have a more diversified outlook in the promotion of investment and trade between Nigeria and Africa and the United Kingdom. Now we now move very quickly to Q&A. Well, we didn't have much of those. The few we have here in the box are actually essentially for the Nigeria Customs Service. But before I take that, let me find out from the Her Majesty, the Trade Commissioner for Africa, whether there is any specific preferential trade conditions or incentives that can help to propel or scale trade between UK and Africa within the context of Brexit. I'm not sure Her Excellency is still with us. Okay, she is not here, and the Deputy High Commissioner too, I think, has taken permission to be excused. Okay, now let me take the questions for the NPA, although Mr. Mohammed Bello Koko seems to have made some reference to these questions, but maybe just for emphasis. The question is about digitization and automation of port processes. What exactly is the Port Authority doing about that? And also about the gridlock around the ports, the traffic gridlock around the ports. Mr. Koko, please.
All right, good morning. First of all, in terms of automation, the first thing we started doing, or the first thing we did, was to automate the internal system within the Port Authority. And that's where we deployed Oracle. We have Oracle Financial, Oracle Hyperion, Oracle HR, budgeting, and so on and so forth. And then we now move to the port community system, where we deployed RIMS and other apps and other softwares in order to reduce human interference. We had been speaking with NIDA and other government agencies, and we've gotten approvals to start deploying some of them. One of the first things we need to do is to eliminate, for instance, currently, people are still submitting manifests manually and shipping documents and so on and so forth. I believe within the month of July, all that will be eliminated. We are integrating, we have various systems that are in silos. Now, for the system to be very effective, you need to be able to produce reports and work properly without logging out here, logging in here. So this, the process of integration of various apps within the authority have also started. We had discussed with the various terminal operators, and we all agreed on the need for automation. And we have a rating for all of them. On a quarterly basis, we assess what they have been doing. They are improving, but we believe they can do better. So what we have now done is to come out with proper timelines, and there will be penalties for non-implementation of those requirements. Now, when the terminal operators are automated, properly automated, it means that it makes it easier for interaction between the importers and exporters as it comes to at the terminal operator side, while the Nigerian Port Authority is also automating its own system. When the two are done and concluded, that would improve the speed of processes. But automation goes between just the normal everyday operations. We also believe that there should be an automated security gate access control within the ports. If you check within the ports, one of the major problems our ports have is that some of the terminals actually have industries inside them. So you have high traffic, and that is not safe. Going by the ISPS code, we believe that that is no more tenable. We are trying to find ways. You find terminal operators with 2, 3, 4 factories. So not just that they have ships bringing in raw materials and what have you, they also have thousands and thousands of workers going into the port. We have started the process of automating that to ensure that there are automated gate passes, that only those who have business in the ports will come into the ports. And the gate security system is also being implemented. The deployment in Apapa or NE, I think one of the ports in the east has started. It's going to take a bit of time. The procurement process took a lot of time. On the issue of the issue of congestion and traffic, let's say within the Tinkan-Apapa corridor and then going into the ports, there are multiple problems. Let me state that currently each of the terminals is operating far, far beyond its as-built capacity. So if, say, they were built to handle, say, 50,000 TEUs, they are doing 3, 4 times that. The land mass is not increasing, and they are not automating. And that's why we have forced them to increase the speed at which they are automating their system. We came up with the truck call-up system. Ab initio, we had situations whereby truck owners just get into the Tinkan-Apapa corridor and park their trucks, whether they have a box or container to pick or not. So they just park along the way and start looking for business. We came up with a truck automation, truck call-up system whereby we designated some parts outside the red zone. We call it a red zone. We're talking about the zone within the port. Every truck that is coming into the port is supposed to originate from a trailer park. The trailer parks are supposed to also be part of the ATO system. ATO is a software that we launched sometime this year. The truck will be called up to be moving from one location to the other until it gets into the port. Now, the system, is it very effective? I can say there is room for improvement. There is room for improvement, but we know that the worst of ATO is better than the best of the last manual system. We have had situations, the ATO system is a PPP arrangement between us and a company called TTP. They have had situations of break-ins, or let me say compromise of their system. And for that reason, we had insisted that our IT staff should be part of the back-end processes of their IT. The issue of enforcement. We have had cases where there are 30, 20, 40 police checkpoints extorting trucks and truck drivers. Some of the police officers just leave duty and come there. The relationship, or let me say collaboration between NPA and Lagos State government has helped to reduce that, but it's still a very bad case. Lagos State government is using LASMA. We have had a meeting with the IG of police last week to request that he should please bring in a new set of police officers. But we have situations whereby the naval officers come out at night and drive these trucks. We have military officers doing such, and that is not within our purview. Nigerian Ports Authority has a Marine Police Command, but their jurisdiction does not exceed outside a certain number of meters outside the perimeter of the authority. So the IG of police has promised to, unify or synergize that jurisdiction of the police so that it makes it easier for our police to also intervene at the port locations. What we have done also was to give a certain window. So for instance, export trucks. I believe that one of the most important goods, or let's say cargo, that we should handle as Ports Authority is the export cargo. No matter how little it is, that helps the GDP of the country. So priority has always been the export cargo. But the Chamber of Commerce needs to know that one of the major problems is the exporters have issues with their NXP forms. Some of them do not even know what to fill, how to fill it. There are so many documents. We have engaged the customs officers, we have engaged everyone that we could engage to say, even the central bank, can you make this process easier so that by the time they are bringing their containers and their exports to the ports, the documents are already complete. So you find that part of the traffic are some of those export containers that are lingering for so long because the truck driver has arrived, is about to go in, but the export documents are not ready. Meanwhile, the ship is ready to carry this export. We have now insisted that there should be a proper, just one queue for export containers and another queue for other trailers or trucks going into the port. But we have all observed that the Tinkan corridor, the roads at the Tinkan corridor are in terrible state, in terrible, terrible state. So you find that trucks going to Tinkan are now going through Apapa. So no matter the amount of work you do to improve traffic in Apapa, is not working because the Tinkan roads are bad. We have had meetings with the Director of Works of the Federal Ministry of Works, and he said that the contract for that portion of the road was awarded probably 4 or 5 months ago. Anyone that knows that.
Okay, Mr. Koko, because of time,
yeah,
I know that there's a lot to say.
There is a lot to say, so we are doing the best we can to improve on that.
Yes, the engagement will continue.
Yes.
The Lagos Chamber is a great ally of the NPA, and these are issues that we have to sit down and further have a much fuller conversation around. So thank you very much for the perspectives and your response to those questions. May I now invite our Deputy President, Mr. Knut Onwen, to give us closing remarks as we round up. Deputy President, sir.
Yeah, well, President of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Your Excellencies from the British Embassy, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm happy that we are getting together, but there is more work than getting together. Of course, with the Brexit in the UK, hopefully you are more free to do directly relationship and work with countries like Nigeria and others. We are looking forward to what is going to happen. We have heard so many words. We have heard areas that we can't do much. And we know that Nigeria and UK have a very close bond. So there's no doubt that we can do a lot together. And from what I heard and what we know, Nigeria is the most important African country as we see it. It's the highest economy. It's a center point of ECOWAS. And ECOWAS is 350, if not more, people and growing very fast. So we are just trying for a good relationship with the UK, and especially for UK, where Nigeria is the second home. We have heard about production, we heard about education, healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure, power, IT networking, finance, help with the currency, like we have the French countries have with the Central Bank of France. It would be nice for Nigeria to have similar things with or arrangement with the Central Bank of UK. Then, well, it's supposed to be a wrap up, and it's not to repeat what has been said. What now? Now we need to sit down together, the embassy, the chamber, institution of Nigeria, and we in Lagos Chamber, we are very, very pleased if we can play an important role in it, because we have connections, we have the network, we have the knowledge in Nigeria to assist in the work that is coming. From what has been said is one thing. Now we need actions. We need not to come back in half a year and ask what happened. Now we need to put an action plan. We need to tick off things that we have done, and we have to add things that we see that is necessary. So let's see, maybe in 1 month, maybe in 3 months, the fruits from this meeting. If we don't get any fruit from this meeting, then we have done something wrong. We have the capacity to do something together, and let's see the actions that is coming up. I'm also working, I'm director of Dangote Group, and well, we believe in the country, and that's the difference between us and others. We hope and we expect and we're looking forward to see British companies, British officials believe in Nigeria, and then the things will fall in place. We talk about trading. I'm not so interested in trading as such, because we have to create jobs. We have certain problems in Nigeria as in other countries in the world, and that is to engage the young people coming up. They get education, they don't get jobs. They don't get education, they don't get jobs. So it's a vicious circle. Our job in the Lagos Chamber is to promote Nigeria to be a place where we produce, where we keep people active, where we have active healthcare, we have very good education, etc., etc. And let us sit together with our brothers and sisters in the UK, and from this opening event, let's put some targets and get it moving. This is all from me. And again, thank you for everybody contributing to this event. And well, let's see, let's hope, and let's pray. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce, and also an Executive Director with the Dangote Group. We thank you for those interventions, and we have noted the fact that we need to move from just talking to also doing something about taking this forward. The Lagos Chamber will continue to engage with the relevant sections of the British High Commission, and particularly the UK trade, so that we can activate a lot of what has been said and see how we take this forward in practical terms. Well, at this point, let me, the Deputy President has thanked everybody. Let me also join him in thanking our very distinguished presenters, Her Majesty, the Trade Commissioner for Africa, the Deputy British High Commissioner to Nigeria, the Chief Host, that's the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Acting MD of Nigerian Port Authority, with whom we still have a lot to discuss concerning the port environment, His Excellency, the Consul General of UAE, and the CEO of Mandila's Nigeria, and all our participants. We have noted some of the comments that have been made in the chat box. I will be responding to them after this webinar. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yusuf. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you,
you.
Thank you, President.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
As a corporate entity in today's fast-paced and ever-changing environment, being part of a good network of business professionals and thought leaders is all you need to take your business to the next level. At the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, we guarantee the promotion of trade, sound business ethic, and public policy advocacy that will help your business succeed. Founded in 1888 and with over 2,500 corporate members, we offer the best networking platform for business and profitability. Come talk to us today on how to become a member of the foremost Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Nigeria and Sub-Saharan Africa. For more information, please visit our corporate headquarters at Commerce House, 1 Idowu Taylor Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, or visit our website on www.lagoschamber.com to learn more. LCCI, giving your business a voice.